Welcome, everybody, to Onset Communications' second webinar in a series of 4. Our focus today will be on collaboration and how the Onset Assistant helps to streamline the collaboration process between film crew members, i.e. communicate, collaborate, evaluate to decide. My name is Daniel Lazaravos, and I'll be your host in today's session. Today, I'm joined by Onset CEO Brian Sharp. Brian has over 30 years of experience working in both film and TV productions. He founded Onset Communications to help solve communication and collaboration issues that he experienced while he was on set during productions. For the new people that didn't see our first seminar, we have a couple of review items from last time. The Onset system used for our demo is comprised of the following 3 components. The base station, where you can connect up to 4 camera feeds. The tablet, with a custom case and an ergonomic handle, and an external battery that lasts all day. And finally, the Onset Assistant app, which is our app that runs on the tablet that makes the whole thing work. The demo itself will be followed by a question and answer period. However, keep in mind that this is an interactive session, so please feel free to submit your questions as you think of them in the public chat feature, and we'll answer them as we go along. With that out of the way, I'm going to hand this over to Brian now. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our webinar. I want to start off with a quick poll to get a sense of your experience on set. I'm going to pop up the poll on the bottom of the screen here. How long, on average, is a workday for you on set? Is it 10 to 12 hours, 12 to 14, 14 to 16, or 16 or more? Okay, thanks for your answers. You can see below it's got 3 consistent answers, 10 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 16 hours was the most. My average workday used to be 14 or more hours a day. I remember being on set as a visual effects supervisor and second unit director on a TV series that was consistently running 14 hours a day or more every single day of the shoot. It was a dream job, but I was so tired that I couldn't even form full sentences, making collaboration with the crew so much slower and harder, which made my days even longer. Anecdotally, fatigue almost took my life twice on that shoot. Once we were on location, shooting in a valley in the mountains outside of Calgary, production office told us rain was coming. From our vantage point, all we could see was blue skies overhead. So I foolishly suggested, let's pack up once we see the first sign of rain. Well, the first sign of rain was hail the size of baseballs hitting me in the head. 2 of us ended up in the hospital. Another time on that same shoot, I was so exhausted during the shoot that I decided to go outside the studio for some fresh air, and I fell asleep on the ground outside the studio. A grip driving an ATV almost ran me over. Totally my fault, but I wouldn't have done that if I weren't so exhausted from working such long hours. Now my day on set is never longer than 12 hours since I started using the Onset Assistant. So I'm going to do another quick poll. I'm going to pull that up now. How often have on-set conversations dragged on, keeping everyone waiting until a discussion has been reached or decision has been reached? Is it often, rarely, never, or never? Here's an example. I once witnessed a 30-minute argument between a DP and a director about whether the new camera position was breaking the axis or not. The DP was right, but the director said he didn't care and he wanted what he wanted. I should mention it was 4 a.m. and we were all exhausted. 2 days later, we had to reshoot the scene, so that 30-minute argument turned into a 4 hours worth of reshooting. Okay, thanks for your answers to that poll. It's consistently often. Now I'm going to show you how to avoid situations like that and situations like this one where you're trying to explain how you want to move things in the frame just a little bit. Or like this one when you get so frustrated just trying to keep the day moving along. Using the Onset Assistant, I'm going to show you how to streamline collaboration, which has proven to save at least an hour a day in the schedule and helps me get home earlier. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you what I'm going to demo to you. So this is our tablets that we use. They're Samsung. They're ruggedized in a rugged case. They're waterproof. There's a battery in the back that lets them last all day. There's even mounting bracket options so you can attach it to things, and a stylus so you can use it to draw on the screen, which is the main form of communication that we offer. So I'm going to screen share now, so you can see the app as I see it running on our tablet. Let's see. All right. So if we just go back to the example that I was referring to earlier about a DP and a director arguing over whether they broke the axis or not, here's a couple of ways to deal with that. So right now you're looking at the app, and this is actually a feed from our office. I'm at home doing this demo from home. There's 2 camera feeds up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a preloaded set diagram. And if I were the DP and the director having this discussion, I might say, okay, well, actor A is over here, and actor B is here for this conversation. The line of axis is here, and our first camera position was over here. So in order for us to not break the axis and get coverage on actor B, it has to be on this side of the axis. Right now, the director is trying to suggest putting the camera over here, which is clearly going to break the axis. So if we put the camera over here instead for coverage, we won't be breaking the axis. Now, the DP may still lose that argument, but at least now you're looking at the same thing at the same time in the same way. There's no ambiguity about what you're talking about. When I was watching that argument between the DP and the director, it was clear that they just weren't quite understanding each other. That's why the argument lasted so long. So this would shorten that argument infinitely, and then you could also save it so you could grab a still frame of this and it would be there for reference later. Another way to have the same discussion would be to pull up, for instance, still frames from the 2 different camera angles. So let's say I'm grabbing 2 from a show that I shot last summer. So this is, her camera angle, her line of sight is in this direction. So clearly, in order to not break the axis on a two-hander conversation, the other person has to be looking this way. And so if we compare that between that shot and, let's say, the shot that it's supposed to cut to, this one, you can see that they're clearly looking at each other. And that also would have solved the problem of that particular situation, that particular conversation, and streamline collaboration between these 2 people who have to work on the whole shoot together. Last thing you want is to watch an argument that lasts forever. Another example would be continuity. Let's say you're trying to explain how you need to move something in the frame, and you can have a lengthy conversation about it. You can even walk over to the set and move things around yourself. But let's say, for instance, we want to move this clock. And I can draw exactly where I want the clock to be moved to, and there's no misunderstanding about what I'm talking about. Or get rid of this prop. There's already two in the shot. We only need 1. Get rid of that prop. And if you had the same conversation with words, it might go something like, get rid of the black box that's in the shot. Which one? The one on the right. My right or your right? Oh, I mean camera left. So rather than just going, get rid of this, it's that much clearer and that much faster. One more example I'm going to give is if you're in a situation where a first AD is, let's say, doing finals for the actors before they come to set. And normally that would happen. They might come to set, you do your final check, and what if there's something wrong? You have to send them all the way back to the makeup trailer. But in this situation, I could actually pull up a camera feed from the tablet, so makeup person could be in the makeup trailer with the actor. Here's a picture of my mom and my cat. and take a picture of the finals of that particular actor and send it to set for the first AD to look at to make sure it's right, make sure they're wearing the right thing, and they bring the cat. And then there's no misunderstanding about it, and then the person could just check off, that decision. Since I started working this way, I'm going to go back to the main view. 1 second. So since I started working this way, I haven't worked more than 12 hours in the last 3 years on any production using this system. My average day on set is actually 10 hours long because of how each department can use this tool to collaborate and save time.
That's great, Brian. Thank you so much. All right, so let's open up the floor for questions. Please feel free to message them in the chat forum. All right. Does anybody have any questions? I don't think we have any questions at the moment, Brian.
Okay, well, thanks very much for your time.
Well, yeah, if there are no questions, feel free after the fact to send us any questions through email if you have them. We'll be happy to answer them. And I just wanted to say that thank you for your participation. And this is conclusion of the second of 4 webinars. We will be having another one in a couple of weeks, and we'll send out the invites. So thank you very much, and have a great day.
Thanks.